Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is kind of going to be an introduction video, but I also am going to just start reviewing the buggies that I have in my collection. I don't have a big collection. I've got about 9 vehicles at the moment, but I thought what I would do to start my channel off is just sort of run through each of the RCs that I have and just do a little review of them just to sort of kick things off. This is not going to be like, I'm not a YouTuber, so please don't expect fancy production or high quality videos. This is going to be pretty basic. As you can see, I'm just in my kitchen. I don't really have any better space to do these videos, so this is it, at least, you know, for now. So what we've got here is a Hoptron Eagle. Now, I had a bit of a search and I think this might be the only Hoptron Eagle that has a video on YouTube. And yeah, it's a toy spec. I mean, I wouldn't call it a hobby grade car, although it does have some hobby grade elements to it, I guess. So yeah, I'll just do a bit of an overview, give you guys a bit of a look at it. Obviously, the first thing you probably notice is the fairly trick looking cantilever suspension, which I think is a really cool feature. I'll give it a bit of a push down here so you can see. These aren't oil shocks, they're just friction shocks. And they're a bit squeaky, but you can see they work quite well. There's not a whole lot of ground clearance on this car, so it bottoms out fairly easily, and it bottoms out before the suspension's done. Barely any travel. So as you can guess, if I just push a wheel up, there's a heck of a lot of travel there. You know, if I just do it from the back as a comparison, try and keep my hand out of the way, but you can just see the sort of quite immense travel there. I don't know if that's anything to do with the cantilever setup, probably not, but it is quite cool that you can get such, I mean, the front's even more extreme. You can really push that suspension up a really long way. That's not even full, that's just still got a few mils to go there, but that's as far as I can sort of push it with one hand. So yeah, and the suspension is, yeah, toy grade. It doesn't have any, it has clips here, and I'm not sure how the front's attached, but it's not sort of easily, they're not easily serviceable. You have some sort of, these are the links here which operate the suspension from the wishbones, and as you can see, they're pretty junky sort of plastic. In fact, I probably won't cover much on the steering, besides to say that these steering arms are just as junky. In fact, you can sometimes when you turn the steering, you can actually see these arms flex. That's how sort of junky they are. Steering's really, servo's really noisy, and yeah, the car has quite a lot of resistance to even get it to turn. So yeah, it's pretty junky steering, and the sort of camber angle gets quite weird at times. So yeah, and I don't believe this is the original body on this car. excuse me, someone's 3D printed and tried to sort of 3D printed these parts and turned it into sort of a frame buggy. But kind of the problem with that is that these bits just quite often they just fall out when you're trying to handle it and so on. So it's yeah, it's not the best. And here's the rear links for the suspension. This stuff here is just really wiggly and useless. The thing that kind of took me when I brought this, well, one of the things is that the wheels are in really nice condition. There's like no sort of curbing on these wheels or scratching. Even the tires seem really good. There's heaps of tread. Yeah, kind of hot shot-esque wheels. They reminded me of my first RC car, which was a Tamiya boomerang. Tamiya boomerang. Even has the sort of three-pronged fixings there. And the bumper is, yeah, again, it's 3D printed. Funny thing about the bumper is that it's just held on with this nasty self-tapper and these little screws here, but mostly this guy. You can see it's cracked around it. But the funny thing is, once you take the bumper off, which we'll do in a bit, the whole front suspension just goes all to shit. It's hilarious. It's like the front bumper is tightening it all together, which I'm not sure is right. You can see the sort of wonky wheel angle there. Kind of corrects itself once you get a bit of push down on the suspension a bit. I managed to find a little bit of information on this Hoptron Eagle. It wasn't really very enthralling, but one of the things they said is that they talked about the motor, and they said that these 540 motors and these things were reputed to be faster than the Tamiya or the Mabuchi 540s, but they also said that they tended to blow up. And the funny thing about that is this motor in this one absolutely stinks. So like even when you're handling the buggy up close, you can literally smell the motor. It just smells like it's burnt out. So yeah, I'm just kind of wondering if this car maybe met that fate where the motor burnt out, and that's why it's in reasonably good condition. Yeah, so as far as the electrics go, they're all concealed in here. As you can see, there's quite a few screws missing all over this car, but what I'll do is take this off and I'll show you what the electrics look like. Unsure whether they're original. And there was another funny thing. Oh, yeah, I need to show you the drive shaft as well, because that's just an absolute joke. If you think the steering arms are flimsy and weird, wait till you see the drive shaft. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll whip the bumper off for a start, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Guys, just before I do that, this is my toolkit. I just thought I would show you what my toolkit looks like. So this is a fairly typical Amazon toolkit. I'll leave a link in the description in case you want to get one. I'm really impressed with this toolkit. Like, the quality is really nice, and ignore these Tamiya snips, and ignore these because these don't come with it either. So what you get is the drivers, needle nose pliers, regular pliers. You get 2 different types of sort of reamers. You get a magnetic or a parts tray with a magnetic pad, and you also get one of these you know, sort of typical sort of spanner things. So yeah, it's a good kit. This is a really sharp reamer in here, so this unscrews to reveal the needle-like reamer, and then this is a sort of a stepped reamer. Other tools that you're going to need to find separately is your polycarbonate scissors. Definitely need those. And I found out when I built my first Schumacher that you definitely need these little pliers to deal with the I forget what they're called, little C clips. They have little holes at each end, because there's no way well, I didn't think there was any way I could assemble the shocks without that tool, so I had to buy that from Schumacher. Yeah, so we'll move on. Right, there we go. That's the bumper removed, and as you can see, the suspension's gone. Absolutely weird, like huge amounts of positive camber. Yeah, it's just really weird how that happens. It's like the bumper is forcing the suspension up a bit to kind of sort it out. But, you know, I thought this is, maybe this part here is not 3D printed. I'm not sure. I really don't know how to tell, but I don't know. I don't know how the original design must have differed somehow. And here's a better view of these suspension arms, which are just, oh, it's not going to balance there. They're absolute garbage. You can almost see them bending. Yeah, you can actually see that bending as I try and turn the steering. Yeah, not the best. But, you know, it's it probably would usually work, but I think maybe this servo has just had its day and it's stuffed. What I'll do next is open this and I'll show you that that hilarious drive shaft. So this is just the battery compartment. Interestingly, it's got a Dean's connector on it, I think. I think that's a Dean's, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, here's the drive shaft, and it's, yeah, I'll pull it out. I'll have to disassemble the car a bit more, but I'll pull it out and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Bear with, I'll just try and pop this open with my finger. No, hold on. Might just have to pause. Okay, so I just popped that that little cover out, and you can see here it's got provision for some AA batteries. Presume they're for the, well, I don't even know what they're for, to be honest. I was going to say the transmitter or something, but I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, this we'll have a better look at that. You'll see what the ends are like. You can kind of see it there if it'll focus properly. It's kind of pretty horrendously crappy design. Okay, so the bench is getting messier, and I can smell that motor now. It really stinks. But anyway, I've removed the this cover of the driver, and yeah, it kind of looks like there might be some been some burning damage to the ESC as well. It's got this tiny little ESC that says ESC on it, and made in China. It's really small. I don't know if it's original. I have a feeling that it's just been retrofitted. We've got servo connectors here. That one goes to the front one, I presume. Not quite sure where it's supposed to plug in. And your battery wires, of course. So I'll disassemble it a bit further and we'll have a look at that that drive shaft. Okay, so just remove the front. So it's only 4 screws. You've just got 2 holding the suspension in place. The suspension mount there. 2 long screws that go through here. You can see the sort of janky slot for the drive shaft. And this is where it protrudes out here. So let me just get my handy pliers. I think the first thing I need to invest in is a camera stand so that I can have 2 hands. So yeah, this is the shaft. Now if you thought the ones in the boomerang look like coat hangers, this one's even worse. It's terrible. You can't really tell on camera, but it's really thin and really weighs nothing. And when you put this back together, it's quite a juggling act to line these things up. Pretty easy on the bottom one. Just to pop it through here and line it up, but it's a bit harder with the top one. So yeah, it just literally sits in these plastic mounts here, and you can see where it's been wearing on that mount. There's no support of any sort for that drive shaft. So there we go, with a bit of coffee and perseverance, it's back together again. The funny thing I noticed is that the front dog bones are actually missing, so the 4-wheel drive system's not doing anything anyway. So that's a thing, but yeah, this is since I got back into RC, this is the first car that I've bought, and I just picked it up because it was an oddity and not something I'd seen before. I'm not wedded to it at all, so if anyone wants to take it off my hands, get in touch. Actually one more thing I noticed while I was just working on it just now is that the tire rating. So all 3 wheels say Hoptron 4x4, apart from this one here which says Hoptro 4x4. And I thought, oh well, someone's just forgotten to tire rate the N, but there is no N on this tire. How weird is that? You can see the raised surface. If I go to the back one here, see there's a raised N on the tire. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, that was a weird discovery. So anyway, yeah, so like I said, first one since I got back into RC, just purchased on a whim really. It wasn't expensive, so I'm not expecting to get much money for it when I resell it. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. The next one we've got coming will be the Grasshopper. It's on a similar footing to this. It's a bit of a roughie. And it's just a rolling sort of body with missing electrics and so on. But yeah, it's got a few little quirks as well that hopefully will be interesting to you people out there. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. And yeah, thanks for watching. like and subscribe if you want to, but like I said, I'm not trying to be a YouTuber. I'm not trying to make money or a living off this, so it's just to, yeah, hopefully it just might be of interest to someone, especially since, like I said, I couldn't see. There is one Hoptron video I did see on YouTube, but it wasn't the Eagle, and it just had regular suspension. Yeah, and also I should say this chassis is not unique to the Hoptron Eagle. I believe it's been, sort of produced and sold under different brands. So you might see the exact same car or very similar with a different name. So yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers.